President, dear colleagues, ministers, ladies and gentlemen, Gambar Jubat. But that's all I know, so I have to continue in English. I'm very honored and pleased to be here and to be able to address your parliament. First of all, I would like to thank you for the warm hospitality I got by all my interlocutors. I got from the authorities and I got also by the population. As a president of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, it's important for me to go to countries and to meet with people. It is so important to have personal relations. It's also important to go to the country in order to understand the country, to understand its specificities because of its history, its cultural background, and its geographical location. And I would like to thank all my interlocutors, the Speaker or the Prime Minister, members of the Cabinet, and as well as members of the Parliament, of the majority and of the opposition. I have very good relations with your representatives at the Parliamentary Assembly, and believe me, they are really very active. In fact, we all belong to the same family, to the family of the Council of Europe based on values, based on democracy, the rule of law and human rights. But in order to have democracy, the rule of law, a country needs strong institutions. And there we agreed, I think with all interlocutors, that you need a constitutional reform, you need the reform of the electoral system, and you need also a reform of the judiciary. The Council of Europe is there to support you with all our institutions, with all our expertise, and I'm very glad that we have a good cooperation. The Parliament has a huge responsibility. The responsibility of the majority, but also the responsibility of the opposition. And what is important, despite all the differences there might be in the political discussions, that is mutual respect. Mr. President, I want to say one word about what we are witnessing in, well, nearly all countries of the Council of Europe. We are seeing an increase of intolerance and hate in most of our countries and an increase of populism. And we have to stick together, all political parties of all countries, all political leaders, as well as civil society and religious leaders, in order to combat intolerance, in order to combat hate speech. Because hate undermines our democratic structures. And of course, we can't allow that to happen. The Council of Europe was built in order to overcome differences, to overcome barriers. But unfortunately today, we see that more and more barriers are erected. Yesterday, I went to the administrative boundary line, and I could see what it means, also physically, what it means to set up new barriers. And that is not acceptable, because territorial integrity is one of the principles of all member states of the Council of Europe. And together, we must achieve to pull down those new barriers which have been erected not only here, but also in other countries. So we have a huge challenge in order to protect human rights of the 820 million inhabitants of our 47-country member states. It is very difficult, but as politicians, we are there to take up difficult challenges. And I know that we can achieve it to dismantle those barriers, to protect human rights of every citizen, but only if we work together, because we all belong to the same family and every family member has the responsibility to contribute in order that every citizen can enjoy the same freedoms. President, dear colleagues, ministers, I know that you have enormous challenges in your country. You can count on our support. I wish you good luck. And Didi Madloba.
Didi Madloba. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you. Ქალბატონებო და ბატონებო, ჩვენ მოვისმინეთ ევროსაბჭოს საპარლამენტო ასამბლეის პრეზიდენტის მომართვა, რომელმაც კიდევ ერთხელ დაგვარწმუნა, რომ ჩვენ მარტო არ ვართ, ევროპა ჩვენ გვერდში გვიდგას და ჩვენ ევროპის ნაწილი გავხდებით მალე. დიდი მადლობა.